Yeah, that's right. Congratulations. Finally, you passed it today. Hi, everyone. I'm here today in Botany with another mock test. And you must know this guy, and he's here again. He's Richard. And Richard is having another mock test because last time what happened was we came here and he forgot his international license. He had learner license, he had his passport, but he didn't have an international license. So all the folks who are international, who owns international license and coming to Service New South Wales, please bring your translation if it applies to you, and also your international license. So let's talk to Richard a bit. Hi Richard, how are you? Good. Yep. So today you're ready, yeah? So last time was a bit of unfortunate, and but this time his driving has improved so much recently. He's doing great, and I think he's ready today. So before we go, I just want to let you know about the sponsor of today's video is Easy License. Okay, so whenever you're ready, let's go. Yep. Yep, keep going straight, please. On the right, where you see the marking, that's where the test starts. You reverse into one of those bays, back to the curb, and begin from there. And begin 10 left. Again 10 left, and after that, we're gonna go straight. And 10 left again here. Again 10 left, and after that we're going to 10 left again. You can see the position on the screen. It's in the left lane, right? But he cuts across and moves straight into the right lane. This could count as a signal and shoulder check error, but since it's first time, I would mark it as a positioning error. Remember, when you change lanes, stick to one lane at a time. If you end up in the wrong lane, that's fine. Just signal, shoulder check, and then move safely. Turn left here. As you can see that on the left side, there are multiple cars parked, and Richard neatly maintains 1 meter gap from the parked cars. And also during these curbs on the road, make sure that you don't cross those two solid lines. That would be a fail in the test. And take the next right. Take the right here. Sorry, next one. Sorry, the next one there. Yep. Keep going straight, please. At the end of the road, we're going to 10 left. And 10 left here. The truck ahead is a hazard on the road, and you see that Richard significantly reduces his speed and slow down enough that if there is anything ahead, he's able to handle it. That's a good job there. And you can take next right. Just right behind this car here. Up ahead, the green car stops while going straight. We were turning right here, so who has got the right of way? The green car, right? But it doesn't move. A black car goes through and Richard decides to go as well. What do you think? Would that be marked as a fail or is it acceptable? That's a question for you. Gonna keep going straight, please. When parked behind cars, you have to maintain 1 to 2 car distance. That's what Richard does here. Here it's a bit tight road and Richard does a very good job by maintaining in the middle, so he's keeping the same distance from the both sides. It roughly would be 1 meter from the both sides. Where's parallel park behind this car? Richard absolutely nails the reverse parallel park here. He pulls up next to the parked car, not too far, not too close, just the right distance. He checks over his right shoulder, then to the left and looks out the rear window before reversing. As he moves, he uses the camera, which is totally fine, but he also keeps checking both front and back. The method he's using to do a reverse parallel park is called the 45-degree method. So he would make a 45-degree angle by just giving one whole 360-degree turn, and once he achieved the 45-degree angle, then he brings back the steering in the center and keep going back until his car gets closer to the curb and turn all the way to the right and wait for the car to straighten up. Let me know when you're done. So now, whenever you're ready, please pull out. His front clearance is about 1 to 2 meters and he finishes around 50 centimeters from the curb. And that's a perfect reverse parallel park with not even a single minor mistake. After that, he checked his mirrors. There was a car coming. He waited and also he signaled for more than 5 seconds and he waited for the car and the car took the right turn. Then he did his right shoulder check and right after that he moved out. And we're gonna turn right here. Good position on the road. He positioned his car to take the right turn in the center left, and when he was turning, he turned to the left side of the road. Some people just go in the middle of the road, and that's a fail in the test. And we're gonna turn left here. So this is one of the test route, and the street here are very quiet most of the time, and also but these turns are a little bit tricky, so you want to come around this area, practice on these streets, and you would be alright. Here again. Keep going straight. At the end of the road, turn right again. On the next left turn, it is a very tight turn, and Richard turned a little bit wide, but he then realized it and quickly turned all the way to the left, and he didn't end up going crossing the solid line, so it wasn't an issue. On the left side ahead, there was an hazard, and Richard slowed down significantly, all because of the hazard and also because of the bump. So good hazard response there. Next left turn, Richard positioned his car well towards the left side of the road in front of the last parked car. After turning left, we're going to turn right. Good positioning again after taking the turn. He positioned his car directly close to the white parked car and not towards the right side of the road. Turn right here again. However, taking this turn, what I think is that he is not in the center left. He is more towards the right side of the road. So I marked this as a positioning error. What do you think? Please comment below. I'm going to turn left. So turning left, we're going to turn left again. Richard would get his first observation error here because he did the shoulder check a bit light. Right after turning the steering, he looked over his left shoulder. He handled the situation here very good. It was a bit tight, he slowed down, took his time, and after getting on the road, most of the time he maintained 1 meter distance from the parked cars. And turn right here. Richard does well. He stays to the left of the imaginary center line and keeps to the left side of the road after the turn. That's exactly what you want to see. Turn right here again. As you would notice that the road gets very narrow ahead, a big truck collecting bins. Richard slows down and handles it well. I ask him to do a 3.10 right after. He checks his mirror, indicates, does a shoulder check and pulls over to the left to create a space for a 3.10. But he gets a bit too close to the curb. That's not a fault as long as you don't hit the curb. Just a reminder, when preparing for a 3.10, you only need to pull off the road to create more space to take a 3.10. After that, he puts the car into park. Not sure why, maybe just out of habit, but then he realizes it's not a curbside stop, it's a 3.10. Great job here. He checks his mirrors, indicates for 5 seconds, does a right shoulder check and pulls into the middle of the road. He shifts into reverse, look up and down the road, look back in the window, and start reversing back to the left. He keeps checking both ways after that, and also aware of his surroundings fully, and comes to a smooth stop. He shifts back to drive, checks up and down the road, which was definitely needed, and then moves off. Until left here. That person on the left was a hazard. He scanned him, he slowed down and completed his turn. And we're going to turn left here again. Again on this road, he maintains 1 meter distance from the parked cars, and also he kept scanning around, maintained his speed around 30 to 35, so in case if anybody pulls out from the side, from the left or from the right, he's able to stop. And also notice that on the road there is a give way sign at the intersection, and as his vision on the right side was very clear, he slowed down a bit and then just took his turn. He never came to a stop, and that's what you're supposed to do on a give way sign. And also that's the difference between a give way and a stop sign. So at the stop sign, you must stop. Doesn't matter what's the situation. On a give way sign, you sometimes stop depending on the situation, and sometimes you don't. Go straight in traffic light, we're going to turn right. Turn right here. At the traffic light here, when we were turning right, the oncoming car was turning right. His signal was on, but Richard wasn't taking the turn, and he slowed down, and you heard that the car honked as well. The reason for that was he wasn't sure because Richard wasn't taking the turn, and he thought Richard is gonna go straight, so he get confused as well. A bit of hesitation, however I'm not gonna mark it down. I asked Richard to do a curbside stop behind the silver car, but instead of easing off to the side, he slows down suddenly right on the main road. I checked and there was no cars behind, so I didn't mark him down, but if there had been a car close behind, this could have been a fail. If he had just slowed down a little, it would be a minor. So when you're asked to do a curbside stop, slow down gently on the road, but only reduce speed significantly once you have moved left and are off the main road. Also notice how Richard is still a bit too focused on getting super close to the curb. He does get very close, again here, but no contact, so no marks off. Let me know when you're done. Secure the car as you're moving out. Good, okay. Whenever you're ready, pull out. Decides to reverse first, thinking there is not enough space. Also okay. What's great is that he looks properly through rear window before reversing and while reversing. Something many people miss. Then he checks his mirror, signal for 5 seconds, and does the shoulder check before pulling out. Solid work there. Can I keep going straight, please? What do you think? How are you doing so far?
It's okay.
It's okay? There wasn't much happening here, so I have fast forwarded. It's just a straight stretch before we take a right turn. Now, during a test, you might end up on a quiet road like this and think this is easy, but that's where people slip up. Cars can pull out from side streets at any time, and if you're not alert, that's a fail. Also, on quiet roads, we often don't feel how fast we are going, and it's easy to accidentally speed. So keep scanning, watch your speed, and stay focused. No daydreaming. Right here. Yep. here is a question for you. What do you think about Richard's positioning as he gets ready to right turn? Is he in the correct spot, or should he have moved a little further into the intersection? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Keep going straight, please. We're gonna turn left at the end of the road. Richard signals early here. That's fine, since the turn wasn't clearly visible. But if there is another left turn before yours and your signal might confuse others, cancel it and reapply after. Just make sure you signal at least 30 meters before turning. Yep, I'm going to turn right again. Right after this turn, there is a zebra crossing. Many people fail here because they keep looking up and down the road and miss someone who's about to cross. Once you're in the turn, there is no going back, so focus ahead on where your car is going. We're gonna keep going straight, please. This is why wide scanning is so important, not just looking right in front of you, but ahead and to the sides. Watch as a white car suddenly pulls out from a side street without checking. Richard spots it in time and handles it well. Would you have reacted the same way? We are on a Botany road. It's quiet all the way up to the center. That's good, but also risky. Cars can pull out from side streets. There might be pedestrian crossing and people could open car doors from the left. If you are stopping behind a car, don't block intersections. Also, traffic lights ahead might stay green for a while, but don't assume they will stay that way. From a distance, plan to stop. Only commit to going through once you're close enough and it's safe. Gonna keep things right here. This road is a part of the test route at Botany Service, New South Wales. Knowing the layout helps you stay calm and focused during the test. So make sure that before you test, drive around this area, especially on a Botany road. Also, when you're in a queue, don't follow the car in front too closely when moving off. You need to keep a safe gap about 3 seconds. If you don't, that could lead to a fail. Accelerate gently and build space as you go. That's exactly what Richard does here. He moves off slowly behind the white car and creates a safe distance. Straight from traffic. This is the time. Yeah, this is the time. Folks, its test is at 11 a.m. and now it's around 10:42, and this is the one of the route we do, and there were no cars. It was absolutely quiet. So that's why I always say Botany is the best route, because if you get this route, you will get lucky.
This one is a common issue. You would notice that Richard defers car at the traffic light and does look both ways, which is great, but he's a bit slow to move when the light turns green. Ideally, you should check quickly, and you can also do it while starting to move, so you don't have to be completely stopped 100% while doing this check both sides. While queuing, Richard does well. He keeps about a car length gap from the vehicle in front. Since we are in the right lane, he correctly stays in the right lane. We are close to the center, so no shoulder check is needed here while moving to the right lane or while taking the turn. I instructed him to turn right and then take a left. Since only one lane turns right, the smoother option would have been to move straight into the left lane to prepare for the left turn, but he didn't. It's not a fault, but it would have made the next turn very easy.
After that, we're going to turn left here. Left. Yep. Turn left there. 0. Keep going straight. At the end of the road, we're going to turn left again.
There is a roundabout coming up. As you approach, start looking early to your right so you can plan ahead and give way if needed. Also, many learners think that you must always give an exit signal on a roundabout, but that's not true. You only need to signal when exiting a multi-lane roundabout. Here in Botany, all roundabouts are single lane, so no exit signal is required.
At the end of the road, we're going to turn left again. Turn left again at the end of the road.
Richard does well here. He stops before the keep clear and which is also has a stop line. Always treat that as a proper stop line and stop before that line. Up ahead, he turns left but slightly cuts the left lane line. It's not as sharp as the first time, so I would mark it again as a positioning error. Remember, if you are changing lanes, don't cut diagonally. Stay in your lane until it's safe to move.
And keep going straight here. do you bring that green form or you need to find it? You have it, yeah. So then you go straight through the traffic light. Second traffic light. Straight from this traffic light, and after this traffic light we're gonna turn left.
After this traffic light.
Yeah, from the second traffic light, the first, the second, we're gonna turn left.
There is a merge ahead where two lanes become one, and Richard handles it well. He signals and moves to the left side of the line, doing a proper left shoulder check. In Botany, this kind of merge happens often, so remember, if you're in the right line, signal left, shoulder check left, then merge. If you're in the left lane, signal right, shoulder check right, then merge safely to single lane.
We're gonna turn right back in service to Suburban.
So here we are back turning to the Service New South Wales. Make sure if there are any oncoming cars or pedestrian crossing across the footpath, give them way. And there is a little bump here as well, so make sure you slow down a little bit.
It's Renzen?
Yes.
How to say it?
RUNCH.
How do you pronounce it? Renju? Renju? We're gonna turn left back in here. There's no spice, is it? Hi boss, how are you? Renju.
RUNCHE.
Yeah, this is right.
Oh.
So what do you think? How's your test?
I think it's okay.
Is okay?
Mm.
And what do you think? Have you passed it today?
I think I passed.
You passed it?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Congratulations. Finally, you passed it today. You had a few errors. You had a signal error first when we went out from here. Your signal start signaling late.
Oh.
Okay, so that signal, a few positioning error. Sometimes you go straight too much and then turn. Okay, so this one was a few minor positioning errors. Your all maneuvers were good. Okay, just be careful when, especially in the 3-point turn, you don't have to be on the curb. Yeah, so don't stress about getting too close, because sometimes getting too close, you get too close and you can hit the curb. Yeah, and very hard. So be careful of not doing that. Don't worry about the curb. If you're a little bit far away, it's still it's a minor error. It's not a fail. But because you're getting too close, you can mount the tire on the curb, so it can end up in a fail.
Oh.
Okay, and one head check error. Okay, this was the road was empty on. You did it, but you did it light. It was empty on your left side. You signaled. You turned your steering and then you did left shoulder check. So you need to do it before turning. And Yep, curbside stop was good. You did a lot of good things today, okay? Your head checks were on point, good hazard response. You remember the car was coming out there. That was a good hazard response. Yeah, everything was good, okay? You did quite a good job, and it was a pass. Just don't worry about getting on the curbs too much, yeah? Sometimes you turn too much in, and then you're careful turning on. And also when you're doing a curbside stop, and also don't press brake too hard suddenly, okay? Start to press slowly, okay? Look ahead, plan in advance. Overall, your test was good, okay? So that's all, folks. Thank you very much, and hope to see you next time.
A full-service online platform that provides real-time booking access to the largest selection of driving instructors in Australia. With Easy License, learners can quickly find, compare, and book driving instructors in their area online 24/7. Before booking, learners can see each instructor's real-time availability, as well as customer reviews and ratings.